we have a banker in the classroom, and we're talking about joint and several liability. And what happens is that even if you receive no benefit from the corporation, if you are a guarantor or an individual individually sign off on it, then you can be jointly and severally liable. Meaning, if your other partners skip town or go broke, and you're the only one with resources left, you can be stuck holding the bag
For the whole thing.
for the whole thing. And so one of those things, again, good reason to have attorneys review paperwork on situations like that so you understand the reality. And I think a lot of times people don't really, first of all, I think people tend to be extremely optimistic when they're going into a venture. Oh, we're going to be, you know, world beaters, and we're going to make billions of dollars, and we're going to be the next Microsoft or Facebook or whatever. The reality is the likelihood of that happening is extremely small. So that's one thing, it tends to be an exaggerated expectation of success. And then the other one is simply ignorance, is not understanding the type of liability they get into. One of the cases I've run into on that is lease guarantee. A individual sold a business, sold a franchise business, and transferred the lease. The landlord had the seller guarantee the lease, which worked great until the business went broke. Before the business went broke, it was doing very well. At the end of the 10-year primary term, the new owner renewed the lease. Normally, that would have released the guarantor, except the agreement in this particular case said that the guarantor's guarantee included extending the lease even without their permission or consent. And therefore, because of the way the guarantee was written, the guarantor stayed on the hook. There was a second guarantor. So the business shut down before the lease extension was paid off. They were sued for about $100,000. The corporation had no assets. Literally, it was zero assets. Didn't have the money to hire an attorney. And so the two guarantors ended up in there. Well, I understand the case settled for 60 grand. And I don't know how it was split between the two guarantors. But imagine 12, 13 years after you sell a business, having somebody sue you for $100,000 because you didn't bother to get an attorney to read the agreement. Because I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, how could you have signed this? And my client was not that client, so I wasn't my problem, but it was still shocking to me because it's written in plain English. Like, I read it and I was like, this is crazy. Because common law, again, is as if you're a guarantor, if the deal is changed without your permission, usually it releases you from the deal unless you sign off on it. And clearly these people didn't even know about the extension of the lease, so they could not have signed off on it at that point. But again, the landlord didn't care because the landlord had written the agreement. So we do encourage people to be exceptionally careful in any guarantor situation because of that type of liability. So last